to a piece of news coming in from the state of West Bengal, where Trinamool Congress Netas, who've been at the receiving end of series of graft claims, the party has now sought to defend them and has decided to bring in a resolution to be passed against central agencies and the misuse and abuse of power on the part of central agencies against members of the opposition. The resolution will be brought by the Trinamool Congress against central agencies. And of course, there are several facets to this particular resolution which will be piloted by the TMC. And that is, of course, the fact that central agencies are only targeting leaders from the ruling party in the state of West Bengal and trying to create an atmosphere of terror as well as fear in the state. The resolution will also mention that central agencies have been deliberately soft on leaders of the opposition in the state of West Bengal. This includes Mr. Suvendu Adhikari, who's the LOP, despite having been named in FIRs related to scams. Let me go across to Tamal Saha for more on this. Tamal, if you could just take our viewers through the details of the resolution that the TMC intends to bring against the centre and its alleged misuse of agencies. We're trying to just patch our line there with Tamal Saha once again, and we'll try to get back in touch over the details of the resolution that is being sought to be brought by the TMC, which is also, of course, in its resolution planned to complain about the centre's demeanour with respect to members of the opposition, including the Trinamool Congress. Let me go across to Tamal once again. Tamal, what does the resolution say?
Well, it's a very significant resolution, first of its kind in the country, that Trinamool Congress, the ruling party in the state of West Bengal, is all set to bring in the assembly. Now, this resolution is an unanimous condemnation of actions, or if I have to quote the resolution, excesses by central agencies like CBI, Enforcement Directorate, Income Tax. Now, what is this resolution highlighting? The resolution says that the central agencies are being used deliberately after opposition parties to, in a way, keep them under, keep them on a stickier ground. At the same time, the resolution says that even though there are several cases against BJP leaders, including the leader of opposition, no action has been taken by central agencies against Suvendu Adhikari. Point number 3, that there are several cases in which Suvendu Adhikari and other BJP leaders are mentioned, including in cases of chit fund. But the central agencies who are probing these cases, they have never called them or examined them or questioned them. Point number 7, which is extremely significant, the resolution says that these central agencies are being used to quote-unquote facilitate buying and selling of MLAs in order to either topple an elected government or destabilize an elected government. So basically, these are the highlights of the resolution which would be deliberated upon. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is expected to give a speech on the floor of the assembly. The leader of the opposition, as per the protocol, should also be given an opportunity to, in a way, give this statement on behalf of BJP. Well, what really happens after that, we have to wait and see. BJP has almost, decided that they would be strongly, vocally, and vociferously condemning this resolution. Trinamool Congress says that central agencies have been used and misused to, in a way, corner opposition parties across the country. In the state of West Bengal, Trinamool Congress is being deliberately targeted with the use and the misuse of central agencies. What they find is condemning.
Right, Tamal. In fact, stay on the line with us because we're getting an official BJP response to this. Shehzad Poonawala joins us on the broadcast. For more on this, Shehzad, the TMC has now decided to, in fact, not just bring in this resolution, it plans to introduce it in the West Bengal Assembly. And since it has a majority, it can be predicted that it will be passed. However, this is, on the part of the TMC, an indictment of what it calls the misuse of agencies on the part of the centre.
You see, Siddharth, no resolution against those who are indulging in corruption. No resolution against Partha, Anubrata Mondal, the worthies in the coal scam, the worthies in the cut money scam, cattle smuggling scam. And now blocking these agencies from probing, doing their duty is democratic. And then attacking those who remove a protest on corruption is democratic. This shows that there is a resolution for doing corruption in Bengal, and that resolution has been taken by TMC, and therefore TMC is too much corruption. It stands for too much corruption. By the way, many of these cases with the CBI EDR probing have been initiated by the High Court. You would know the SSC probe was ordered by the High Court. The probe in many other scandals and corruption scams have been ordered or have been sanctified by the orders of the court. So today, is this resolution against the courts of law which have directed the CBI to probe these investigations and to investigate into corruption? This shows that today TMC stands for too much corruption and
Right.
Tanashahi mujhe chahiye.
Right, Shehzad, stay on the line with us because we're also getting a TMC response to this. Mr. Joy Prakash Mazumdar joins us on the phone line for more. Mr. Mazumdar, the BJP's claim is that even though you might want to bring this resolution and table it in the assembly, the cases against several TMC leaders lodged by central agencies, according to Mr. Poonawalla, have stood the test of judicial scrutiny. Your response?
No, I mean, under the Modi government, the central agencies are being used blatantly on political purpose. There is no doubt about it. I will take one example. One Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, our senior member of parliament, was booked and taken into custody by ED for more than a year. Can Poonawalla said what happened to that story or to that case? Nothing happened afterwards. But he was taken under custody for more than a year, and the whole thing, it was to create a narrative, nothing else. And the conclusion of any case that is so poor by ED or CBI, they are making a narrative. Now I will ask another question. Fine, High Court has ordered. High Court ordered, Supreme Court ordered CBI to investigate chit fund scam, Naroda scam. And in that scam, the FIR named person, Suvendu Adhikari, he jumped from Trinamool Congress to BJP. And he has given scot-free situation. He got respite. What kind of justice is this? What kind of investigation is this? That if you join BJP, you will not be touched. And if you are in Trinamool Congress, they will jump on you. That is why we say that investigation is fine, but it has to be impartial. But under Modi and Amit Shah, they are using only for political purpose because they are saying opposition-free India today, and tomorrow they will say Loktantra Mukt Bharat tomorrow. That is the design and game plan of Modi, Amit Shah, because they know in 2024 they will be unable to come into power. So that's why they are using the central forces to oppress opposition.
Right. In fact, stay on the line with us. Mr. Poonawalla, coming back to you now, Suvendu Adhikari's name has cropped up repeatedly on the part of the TMC to highlight what it calls the BJP's hypocrisy. He also allegedly appeared in the Narda tapes. So why is it that the agencies are treating him with kid gloves? That's a question that's coming to you from the TMC.
You know, selective behavior of the agencies is not a figment of the imagination of the spokesperson of the TMC. If they have the proofs to this effect, they should go to courts and prove how the agencies are acting in a biased manner. But let me remind them of what they used to say. Mukul Roy, when they was with them, they used to say he has done nothing. When he came to the BJP, they said he is the most corrupt. And now that he's gone back to the TMC, they say that again there's no corruption against him. So can they decide what their stand is on a particular person? This is just out of convenience. And I want to ask them, if there's nothing against all these people, why did they remove Partha? They should have retained Partha as a minister. They should have made him a higher minister, in fact. Why did they remove the other minister whose daughter's admission and application as a teacher was cancelled by the High Court itself? So, you know, these people come up with these convenient excuses. For the last 8 years, why haven't they been able to go to one court of law and get an order about how these agencies are acting in a biased manner, or as a caged parrot, as was told by the court when the UPA was in power? So, you see, today when there is action on the likes of Partha and Anubrata, because Mamata Banerjee knows that there has been institutionalization of all the corruption in her state, she wants to now defend the acts of corruption of Partha. This is a resolution for Partha. This is a resolution for Arpita. This is a resolution for all those who have looted in the name of Mati Manush and made their catchword, money, money, money.
Right. The findings, Mr. Mazumdar, against Partha Chatterjee were quite scathing, and to the extent that it also embarrassed the TMC so much so that you had to sack Partha Chatterjee from your party. So was the ED being misused there? Because prima facie, there seems to be enough evidence against him.
No, whether enough evidence is there or not, that court will decide. Media will not decide. And immediate past Chief Justice of India, in one of his speech, clearly said And that is a warning to Indian democracy that under Modi and Amit Shah regime, that these central agencies are leaking and giving some stories to media first, not in front of the court. And everyday media trial going on to create a narrative. It is dangerous for the democracy. The investigating agencies, first of all, has to be independent, impartial, and their duty is to collect evidence and to place into the court of law. But what we see, that every day that we have got the thing from some sources, in the name of that thing, it is CBI leaking the information to the media, whether those informations are correct or incorrect. No one is taking the responsibility. And at the end, I am telling you, ED is investigating more than 5,000 cases now. And the conviction rate is only 23. Just see, below 0.001%. That shows that they are not eager to take to the reasonable conclusion of any case. They are only used to create a narrative. That's why we are saying...
Right, Mr. Mazumdar. Thanks a lot.